All right, number one, all we're doing is we're finding the slope. So remember, to find the slope, I wish you would learn to draw it. And I went what? Down what?
3.
It's important to say down 3 because then you can say that delta y is negative 3. And then you can tell me that delta x is equal to what? 1, which means the slope is negative 3. Now remember, if you're not sure about that, now's the time to speak up. What? What's the difference? Shh. 3 divided by negative 1 is still what? Negative 3. Now listen to what I'm telling you. It's always a good idea to start at the left and go to the right because that's how you read numbers. So if you start at the leftmost point and move to the right point, you'll always either go up or down and then to the right. Because a lot of kids make a mistake when they go up and to the left. They forget left is negative. That's why I'm telling you that. You understand that? All right, here we go. Skipping 2, going to number 3. Now, m equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So here we go. Negative 5 plus 3 over negative 7 plus 9. Negative 2 over 2, negative 1. Now remember what I try to tell you. It's not writing down my answer. That's not what you're doing. You're checking your answer. All right, now moving on. Number 5. Again, m equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. 9 minus 9 over 5 minus 3. 0 over 2, 0. That's where you should be at. Does anybody have any questions? Does it matter if it's 0 over 2 or 0 over negative 2? No, it's the same answer. Same answer. Okay? All right, here we go. Let's take a look at number 7. Now, this was the problem that you were doing on the IXL, where you had to try to figure out the missing, you had to figure out the missing X or Y. All right, so now let's take a look just to make sure you know what's going on. All right, I want the slope, which would be 5 minus 3 over r plus 4. That slope is equal to 1/4. Now, what's 5 minus 3? So now I have 2 over r plus 4 equals 1/4. Now, some of my kids in the last class said they knew r was 4 without doing any work. I'm okay with that. Right? But really, it's not always going to be that obvious. So you should do what? You should always learn when you're solving a proportion, you have to do what? Cross multiply. All right? So when you do 1 times r plus 4, it just stays. R plus 4 equals 8. R equals 4. Beautiful. Easy as that. Any questions? Any questions? All right, so now on question number 9. Again, highlighting, we want it in slope-intercept form. Slope-intercept form, so above that, all right, I think you should type in what that equation is. Y equals mx plus b. That's what we're looking for. Y equals mx plus b. All right, so number 9. Anybody want to give it a shot? Tell me what the answer is. Cole, good for you. What is it? You're awesome. 1/4 x plus 3. Should be that obvious to everybody. Anybody have any issues? All right. Now, the same thing with number 11. Somebody identify for me the y-intercept. What is the y-intercept? Sebastian. 2. Yes. Circle it. Make sure you're aware of it. Why is that the y-intercept? Because that's where the line crosses the y-axis. All right, so if you're writing the equation right off the bat, y equals mx plus b, you could just simply say y equals mx plus 2. That's what we're doing. All right. Now what we want to do is we want to find the slope. So what you're going to do to find the slope is your rise over run. Rise and run. All right, that's what we're looking at. What is delta y? 2. What is delta x? 5. So your slope is 2 over 5. Any questions or concerns on that? All right, now write the equation. Y equals 2/5 x plus 2. Yes, sir.
So for rise over 1?
Rise over run.
Yeah. So y is, wait.
Okay. This right here, remember, just to make sure, is delta y, and this is delta x.
Okay.
You with me?
Yeah.
So I went up 2 to the right 5. Good.
Wait, did you do anything with the -5?
No, I used that as a point to get from -5, 0 to 0, 2. And some of my kids said, well, can I just write the 2 points and figure out what the slope is? Could you do that? Yes, because that's actually what I'm doing. All right, Caroline, good.
So delta y, I'm sorry, and delta x, would that multiply the equal of the 2?
Yes.
And then delta x equals the 5?
Exactly correct.
So would it be y2 and x1?
Well, no, because, listen, I don't want you to mix up the y2 minus y1, right? Because whenever we have a graph, most of the time it's easier to use y equals mx plus b because we can point right to the y-intercept.
Okay.
You with me on that? And then all I have to do is do the rise over the run, and then I'm done with the problem. All right, that's why generally we use that form when we have a graph. All right. Now let's continue on. 13. All right, this was from the previous test where I had to graph a line just to make sure. If I have to graph a line, I've got to put it in y equals mx plus b. So what do I have to do first to graph this line? Abby, what do I do?
Divide everything by 3.
Divide everything by 3. Divide by 3, divide by 3, divide by 3. So I end up with y equals 2/3 x minus 2. All right, finish it off. Abby, how do I graph this? Do you remember?
So you go to negative.
Yep, you go down 2, and then from there,
You go up 2 and over 3.
exactly, up 2 and over 3. Perfect. Thank you very much. Everybody can do that. So far, so good? Any questions? Any questions? Yes, good.
2 over 3? Oh, sorry. I thought you divided 3 by...
Nope, everything is good. No explanation. If you're understanding, I'm totally fine. All right, let's continue. 15. All right. Now again, it says we're writing in slope-intercept form. All right, so 15 should be pretty easy. And wow, it's really easy because they give us the what this time? They give us the slope. All right, and we can look at the y-intercept. So somebody write that equation for me. Go, Catherine.
Y equals -1x minus 3.
Exactly. Anybody have any issues? Anybody?
How would you know that it was -3, not negative? Or like how?
Because I looked right here. That's the y-intercept.
Yeah.
You see that?
Oh yeah.
That is the y-intercept.
Okay.
Hanson, you doing all right?
Yeah.
Connor. Big day Friday, man. You doing all right?
Yeah.
All right, here we go. 17. Now, somebody tell me, help me out. What is this right here called? 3, 7. That's called a point. What is this called? Slope. So we're going to use the point slope form first. We're going to use the point slope form first. All right? And then we're going to convert it. So y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. So we got to use the point slope form first, and then we're going to transform it over to y equals mx plus b form. All right, who's going to write the equation to start out? Good.
Okay, so it would be y minus 7 equals 2/7x minus
Yes.
and
Bless you.
Bless you.
would be minus
What's the x value? Yes, that's the answer so far. That's not the final answer. That's the answer in point slope form. All right, now the problem is we're dealing with fractions. So now everybody is paying attention to make sure you understand how to add and subtract fractions in your head. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to distribute. When I distribute, y minus 7 equals 2/7 x. Now what's 2/7 times negative 3? Yes, but it's negative 6/7. Beautiful. That's exactly what I want out of everybody. Now I have to add 7 to both sides, which gets rid of this. Now if I add 7, how many sevenths is 7? 49. That's what you're supposed to be able to tell me. It's 49. All right, so I have plus 49 over 7. And so that gives me what? Just somebody tell me. You have your hand up. You're not listening to me. Come on. I'll help you as soon as every time after every problem, what do I say? Does anybody have any questions? That's what I say. Yes, 2/7 x plus 43 over 7. All right, what?
2/7.
I don't listen to me. Here's my problem. You want to alter it somehow. I thought this. I don't want to hear how you're doing it wrong. What don't you understand? 2/7 times 3.
I remember.
How did you get would maybe be better for me?
I didn't get right. I had to study to get this problem. Was about how fractions multiply times 7.
I'm sorry. What am I supposed to say to that? That's wrong. No, you're wrong. What do you want me to say to that? Is that how I did the problem? Sebastian, is that how I did the problem? No. Would I ever show you anything incorrectly? So you need to change your thought process. I can't do that for you. That's what the problem I have with you. I don't care how you did it wrong. If you can say to me, how did you get 6/7? I'll show you. If you don't know how I got 49/7, I can show you. I can't show you how you did something wrong. We're solving for y. That's what we're doing. Putting it in slope-intercept form. That's what we're doing.
Can you show me how we got 49/7?
What's 49 divided by 7?
7.
7. 7 is the same as 49/7. Now, why did I make it 49/7?
So you could add them.
That's exactly right. I need a common denominator to add the fractions. That's what I need. All right? Easy as that. All right, 19. All right, another equation. Another graph. All right, now look. On here, it doesn't really say how to write the equation, so I want you to write it the quickest way possible. So anytime you're looking at this, unless otherwise stated, it would be easier just to put it in the format y equals mx plus b. All right?
How would you know if it's y equals mx plus b rather than y to?
Well, because when they give you a point and a slope, that's what you use. You hear me now?
Yeah.
Right up here, we started with point slope because they gave me a what? point and a slope. That's how I identified I should do it, as a point slope. Now the directions say put it in what? Slope intercept form. So I got to follow those directions. Right now here, is it better to do slope intercept or y-intercept? Or point slope. Well, this is the what? So it's easier to use this form. Right? So right off the bat, you should be able to say y equals mx plus 5. Agreed? Now let's figure out what the slope is. So I went from here to here. So what did I do? Down what?
You went down 4. Oh.
And over how many?
And over 4.
Right. So my slope is
Negative.
-1. The slope is -1. You guys continue to laugh, continue to carry on. I'm not sure what you're doing, what's funny. That's why you're in the position you're in.
That's okay too, right?
But
Because I got
going
this-
up and left is negative,
Yeah. So then.
right? I'm not arguing with you, but listen.
Okay.
I want you to write it from left to right because that's how you read numbers. Small to large. That's
Okay.
why you always you travel in this direction.
Okay.
All right? Because sometimes kids make a mistake when they go up. They forget that going left is negative.
Okay.
What?
Just to check, the y2 minus y1 works the same, right?
Exactly.
Okay.
You would get the same answer.
Because I've done that before.
You would get the same answer.
Okay.
100%. You get the same answer. All right, now on 21. What am I missing on 21?
Slope.
Slope. So I have to find the slope. So here we go. So m equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So what is that?
5 plus 3 over 4 plus 2, and it's 86.
Which reduces to 4 over 3. Perfect. Now, I said I want you to write this in point slope. All right? Write this in point slope. Now, why am I saying point slope? Because that's the easiest one. All right? Why is it the easiest one? Because we have a point and we have a slope. That's what we're doing. All right? So here we go. Somebody write the equation for me. Go, Will. Which is? All right, I'll just write out the equation for you.
Okay.
So go ahead, fill it in for me now. It's good.
So it's a series of 4 of 5. So y minus 5 equals 4 over 3. And then x minus 4.
Beautiful. That's exactly correct. And if you'd chosen -2, -3, it would just be y plus 3 equals 4/3 times x plus 2. Doesn't matter what point. No difference. All right, I tried to demonstrate that yesterday. All right, let's take a look at 23. Now here they clearly say do it in what? Point slope form. All right, Connor, you're up. Write the equation.
Okay, y minus 2 equals -3 times x minus 3.
Beautiful. Thank you very much. Very good. Number 25, put a star by number 25. The slope is 0.
So is it just a horizontal?
Horizontal line. Thank you very much. It's a horizontal line. To write the horizontal line, it would be y equals, what's the y value? That's how you do it. You with me? So y equals -4. Everybody okay with that?
How do you know that it's?
Well, because the answer for a horizontal line is always y equals.
Oh, okay.
And then you just look at the what? You're trying to find the y value.
Oh. And then also, what is the answer to 29?
21, just in case. All right, here we go. Back on track. All right, 27. All right, Ellis, tell me.
Y minus 5 equals negative 2 times x plus 3.
Beautiful. Simple, simple. Simple as that. All right. Yes.
What?
Now on 29, highlight 29.
Oh, it's.
Now this time you got to do standard form. So it's not that you're writing the equation, you're just converting the equation to standard form. So everybody needs to write ax plus by equals c. All right. So Lander, what am I going to do first for number 29?
You want to distribute?
Thank you very much. Distribute. So y minus 11 equals 3x minus 6. All right, now here's where you got to be a little smart now, because you want your x to always be positive. So which one am I moving?
Move the y.
Move the y. So it's going to be 3x minus y. And then I have to, go ahead,
Equals 5.
equals negative 5, right? Equals negative 5. Because again, you're moving the negative 6 over here. All right? You agree with me on that now? So now your answer is 3x minus y equals negative 5. Standard form again, x and y on the same side of the equation, x is positive. All right, Miles, you're up. Let's give you a shot. 31.
31. Okay, do you want me to just
Yeah, no, I want you to tell me what to do first.
Okay, so you move the y. So that's minus y.
Wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a
No,
minute.
sorry, distribute.
Yeah,
So
distribute. So go ahead.
2x and then minus y.
So y plus 7 equals what?
y plus 7 equals 2x plus 10.
2x plus 10. Now what?
And so now you move the y.
And it's going to be
So it's 2x minus y.
is equal to,
You move the 10, so it's negative 3.
good job. 2x minus y equals negative 3. Perfect. Perfect. Okay. All right. Madeline. All right. 33. We have a problem because we have a fraction.
So you would multiply both sides by 4.
Yes. Multiply both sides by 4. And when you do that, you now eliminate the fraction.
Oh,
All right. You eliminate the fraction. So when I do that, what do I get?
you get 4y plus 8 equals negative 3x minus 3.
Beautiful. Does everybody see that? Distribute the negative 3. Go, tell me.
I just had a question.
Go.
So if it's negative, like you know how you said it's only the negative only refers to one of them, so it would be like negative 3. So if you put negative 4, would it make a difference?
Well, no, do me a favor. Listen to me carefully. The 4 on the bottom is positive.
Okay.
That's how I want you to remember it.
Okay.
Don't do negative 4.
Okay.
If you do negative 4 on the left, you distribute a positive 3 on the right.
Oh, okay.
All right, but don't do that because the 4 on the bottom is positive. All right, now continue. Final answer.
So your final answer would be 3x plus 4y equals negative 11.
Beautiful. 3x plus 4y equals negative 11. All right. Everybody good? Everybody good?
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Now for 35, listen, we should just not ever use a decimal.
Yeah, I was just about to say.
So the first thing we're going to do is we're just going to erase 1.5 and put what?
3 over 2.
That's it, correct. 1.5 is the same as 3 over 2. All right, 1.5 is the same as 3 over 2. And now I need to multiply both sides by 2. Good. So I get what?
2y plus 8 equals 3x plus 6.
Okay. Now remember, I want the x to stay positive.
So you have to bring the 2 out. So it's 3. So it's 3x minus 2y. And then you have to subtract the 6 and bring it over to the other side. To the 8. So it's 2.
Be careful. Because no. Now, here's where you have to be careful now. I'm moving the 2y over here and the 6 over here. You got to keep that in mind. So it's 8 minus 6. So he's right, 2. All right, so then the final answer you just write down as 3x minus 2y equals 2. Any issues with that? All right, now let's do 37. Now I need to write it in slope-intercept form. All right, so here you just have the equation. You're going to write it in slope-intercept. And again, slope-intercept is y equals mx plus b.
Yes.
All right, so for that, all right, y plus 1 equals negative 7x minus 7. And then subtracting 1 because we're solving for y, negative 7x minus 8. Very easy. All right. Now, again, part of the reasons why I worked these out here for us is because these were the problems that you missed in the last test. All right, so I want to go through these real quick. Today, again, remember, I like to use mental math. All right, at home, if you use your calculator, I don't care. But right now, I want to make sure you're with me on reviewing the absolute value.
Will there be absolute value?
Yes, there are. That's why it's on the review. All right, because that's what you missed on your test, 2 sections. All right, so let's start out with 39, the absolute value of 5w. So w is 0.4. So what's 5 times 0.4? 2. Thank you very much. Now, it would be the absolute value of 2, which is still what? 2. Very good. All right. Now, we're going to do the absolute value of 9 times y. What's 9 times y?
Negative 27.
Negative 27. Minus z would be?
Negative 37.
Well, no, I'm not asking you that.
It's 37.
Well, it would be, now listen,
It would be plus.
here is why you're making mistakes on the test. That's what I'm trying to show you right now. It is negative 27 minus what is z?
Oh, it's negative.
So therefore it is a plus 10. So then it would be the absolute value of negative 17,
So 17.
which is 17. All right? Now on 43, all right, I have negative. Now 10 times z would make it what? Negative 100, thank you. Minus 31. So negative 100 minus 31 would be negative 131. And the absolute value of negative 131 would be 131, but there's a negative out in front. So the answer is negative 131. Negative 131. All right. Now, we're almost out of time, so let's see. Y plus 3, the absolute value of y plus 3 equals 2. This is where most people forgot. There's about half of you. You need 2 solutions. All right, so you have to write it as y plus 3 equals 2. Then you write it as y plus 3 equals what? Negative 2. So now you're saying that y could equal negative 1 or y could equal what? Negative 5. Now everybody's supposed to put a little star by 47. All right, because we have the absolute value equal to a negative, so it would be what? It would be no solution. Your absolute value cannot be equal to a negative, so it's no solution. All right. Now, on number 49, the intention for 49 was to remind you that you have to isolate the absolute value. All right. When you isolate the absolute value, you have to divide both sides by negative 5. All right. So when I divide by negative 5, I now have 6a plus 2 is equal to 3. And so now I have 6a plus 2 equals 3. 6a plus 2 equals negative 3. And now solving that out, we could just say a is 1/6, or a could be negative 5/6. All right, those are the two review sections. All right. Now, the last thing on here is isolating the variable. All right, I'm solving for t. So to undo the multiplication, I do what? Division. So I'm dividing both sides by IR, dividing both sides by IR. So t is equal to p over IR. Now, if I'm solving for x in number 53,
You multiply.
yes,
both
you
sides
do.
by 3.
Multiply both sides by 3. Very good. So then I would have x plus y equals 15. And now I just need to subtract y. Very good. So x is equal to 15 minus y if you want. Or you could just say negative y plus 15. All right? Either way.
Oh, wait.
I'm listening.
Why do you need to have minus y again?
Well, because remember, I'm moving. Look, this y right now is what? Positive. If I move it to the other side, it becomes what? And that's why it's negative right there. Okay?
I do not like this one.
All right?
That section.
Do we finish this?
Hey, Connor. Yes, Sebastian, bring me your iPads, both of you.
Did you finish odds for how much?
Yes.